Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. As you can see here, 62 plate car, but it's only done 44,000 miles. Finished in this lovely metallic blue and with a light leather interior, which is a really good combination on this car. I do apologise, it's a little bit windy today, so hopefully you can hear me, but also lovely and sunny, which is great. But which is rubbish for doing the videos, but there we go, I'll do my best. Front of the car, very clean and tidy. Hardly a stone chip, any notes anywhere on there, and the lights and lenses are completely clear and intact. Come to the passenger side first, near side of the car. And it's very smooth on the panels there. Near side front alloy, absolutely unmarked. That's the one that takes all the bashing. The panel looks very good indeed. See any obvious indentations there at all. Near side rear alloy, again, absolutely unmarked. Around the back of the car, again, fabulous condition. Come around to the offside, driver's side of the car. Hopefully you can see. Cars again, very clean and tidy. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely unmarked. I'm going to come around that way because it's a bit glary, I do apologise. Come all the way down the panels, again all really good. And final alloy again in lovely condition. So overall, a 7-year-old car or thereabouts, that's in really terrific condition. There will be, as I always say in the videos, there are going to be the odd little marks on the car that the camera doesn't pick up or I do miss, so please do bear that in mind. So parked in the shade now, hopefully slightly less glary. Boot areas are massive on these CR-Vs. You've got the quick release rear seats with the handle there. That really has been kept fabulously well. Coming to the back of the car now, see this beautiful interior. It's been kept absolutely fantastically well. Tons and tons of rear leg room. I'm not cheating because those seats are set for me. I'm over 6 foot tall, but the leather works in absolutely super order. From the passenger side, footwells again, area is really lovely. Full set of original Honda mats on the car. The front passenger seat, again, it's in absolutely fantastic condition. Finally come to the driver's door. Again, all the recesses, everything been kept absolutely beautifully. I do apologise, the wind's getting up even stronger, so I'm not sure how much of this you can hear, but there we go. Driver's seat again, absolutely fantastic condition. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks absolutely as new in here, it's in absolutely stunning condition. Sat nav, you can see they're working absolutely perfectly. I'll just pull the electric blind back just to take the glare off the screen. But you can see they're working absolutely as it should. If I pop the car into reverse, got that lovely clear gridded parking camera, absolutely fantastic. Dual zone climate control, all working beautifully. But I'd say it's been kept really beautifully. Someone's really taken a pride in owning this car. Come to the dashboard, hopefully you can see in there. 44,699 miles, engine's running, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Steering wheel looks and feels absolutely as new in hand. This video, again, is quite often the case, doesn't really do justice to the way this car's been kept inside. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack is here with the car, as is very importantly the locking wheel nut key. So finally, just to come into this wonderfully presented engine bay. These are fantastic engines, cam chain driven, no cam belts on them at all. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video. It's for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel, registered GV62VAM. Mileage at the start of the road test is 44,699 miles. The reason we do these road tests is basically so that anyone that's looking at this car online in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation. We're very well aware that many of our customers come from all over the UK and Europe, in fact, not just locally to us. So the least we can do is go to the time and effort to do this. The reason being that we know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which looks great in the photo and the advert, only to get there and find out that when you drive it, it's got an obvious fault which you would have picked up immediately. And that's, you know, it can waste a lot of time for people. So hence, that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. Let's come to the car itself. Just the 2 private owners from new who've maintained the car absolutely perfectly at the Honda main dealers, and to all intents, it just feels like it. You know, I don't want to be a spoiler, but the car drives pretty much as new. It's in wonderful, wonderful condition. Engine starts, first press of the button, settles to a completely solid, even idle. There's no warning lights at all on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. Temperature gauge, and it's been running for quite some time now, is running at a 3rd, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car, whether it be petrol or diesel. But the engines themselves, it's only half the story really, because the engines are just lovely, lovely units. They're very smooth, very refined, and very, very quiet on the cruise. It's only really at very low speeds, first, second gear, that you're really aware that it's actually a diesel. And its power delivery is just lovely. It's, you know, it's very smooth, as I said, but it's also got this lovely linear quality to its power delivery, which means you don't get these horrible loads of turbo lag at low revs and then loads of power, then nothing. It just spreads its power through the whole of the rev range really, really nicely. It's a really class act, and its reliability is absolutely unmatched in its class. It's not to say they never go wrong, of course they do, but compared to other manufacturers, they go wrong far less often. That's the way to look at it, and they last a huge amount of time as well. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch is perfect, bite point is exactly where it should be, and it's lovely and smooth on the pedal travel as well. Gearbox, as I always say on this generation CR-V, this would happily sit in one of Honda's sporty cars. It's short in throw, it's got a lovely quality of actuation, very precise, and it feels lovely and mechanical, and that's not actually that easy to achieve with front wheel drive cars where the gear lever is generally joined to the gearbox underneath by cables, but Honda do a brilliant job on this, and it's a joy to use in a sector of cars where gearboxes and gear linkages, you know, seem to be a bit of an afterthought. But this is perfect, and it can't feel anywhere in the linkage at all. Steering on the vehicle, really strong point on these CR-Vs. Lovely weighting, very accurate, very precise, and perfectly tuned to the chassis of the vehicle. Again, you know, Honda know this market very well indeed. It's, you know, the CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world, so they obviously know what they're on about, and they just set everything up absolutely perfectly. The steering feels just so precise and so tight, even, you know, after these years. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations that come back through the steering wheel at all on the vehicle either, at this speed, or any speed up to the legal limit. Chassis of the vehicle, again, given their experience, they've struck a lovely balance between basically giving you a very comfortable car to drive, but also one that, you know, it isn't so softly sprung, because the problem with four-wheel drive cars or SUVs is the central gravity is a bit higher, so there's more body roll or body motion. If it's too softly sprung, it can be very, very unpleasant. Very comfortable going on the straight ahead like now, but when you go through the corners, they can lurch about. This car, again, just done a super job on it, because it just, you know, it maintains its composure through the corners. What I'm looking for in these road tests is basically, you know, any signs of mechanical wear underneath the vehicle. So when you hit a bump, you know, there shouldn't be any kind of clattering or sort of knocking noises at all, and there's absolutely nothing on this car. wait for the car behind just to give the brakes a bit of a stamp. You rev it, you just hardly hear the engine when you're driving along. It's brilliant. Hit the brake pedal there. It's a nice solid brake pedal. You know, brings the car down nice and straight and true, and there's no sort of vibrations when I'm hitting the brake pedal either. Looking around inside the car, I would always say I love this interior. I mean, the black interior is, you know, very nice indeed, and I can see why people like it. Personally, I love this because it just adds a warmth and lightness to the interior of the car. But on hot summer's days like today, you don't get in and burn yourself on the seats, and in the winter they don't feel as icy cold as the black ones tend to do. And it contrasts really nicely with the rest of the trim in the car, because light interiors can look garish, but this one doesn't at all. It looks absolutely super in the car. The interior is also absolutely sensationally well made. Not a hint of a squeak or a rattle in the car. It feels rock solid in here, and you know, as I often mention, it really does wind me up when I read road test magazines of, you know, cars, and they say how beautifully made these, and it's always the usual ones that they always come up with the same old thing, and then you drive them 7 or 8 years down the line and they creak and they groan, and the trim bits falling off, paint coming off the buttons that you've been pressing regularly, and this just looks like new. And they tend to. That's the build quality is simply superb in the car. Everything in the car working exactly as it should. Air conditioning's absolutely ice cold. Heated seats work beautifully. Sat nav, as you can see there as well. All the functions on the steering wheel, auto lights, auto wipers, working exactly as they should as well. But the quality of the switchgear again is absolutely brilliant. You press a button, it's got a lovely damped quality to it. You know, something you'd expect from very high quality electrical components from a sort of Japanese sort of audio specialist, I guess. But it just, you know, it feels that they've taken care with, you know, all the controls, not just the major ones. As you probably already know, these are four-wheel drive vehicles, of course, albeit again Honda worked out very quickly that, you know, most people's driving would be doing what I'm doing today in perfectly good conditions on perfectly good roads. So why have a permanent four-wheel drive system operating? Because all that actually achieves is you use more fuel, put more mechanical wear through the vehicle, and obviously you chew up your tyres more quickly as well. So there's no buttons to press. The car does it all for you. You put your foot down. If it was in snowy conditions or ice or muddy field, front wheels might lose grip. The rear wheels will automatically come in as the car senses it, and then disengage relatively quickly after as well. It's absolutely seamless, and its simplicity gives it its reliability as well. We've sold thousands of Hondas using this system and never so much as put a spanner on any of them. It really is a fantastic system. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it is basically just to show you the car, but obviously to pick up with any issues, of which there's nothing at all on the vehicle. It drives beautifully. I used to work for the Honda dealer in Bristol, you know, and so, you know, if there's something wrong with the car in terms of its drive, I would know about it straight away. So I've got no excuses to say, you know, I wasn't aware of that. It really does drive beautifully, this car. Having said that, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, please do give us a call.